Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone watching this, wherever you're watching this from. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this. This is my update for the week on what I'm seeing on equities. I'm going to start with Nasdaq. And really, I like to focus on this because one, it's the most volatile. It's the one I like to trade the most. And the S&P 500 or ES, if you trade futures, I mean, they really do follow the exact same thing. They turn around at the exact same time. So for this analysis, I will just be focusing on the NASDAQ right now. It is the week of February 9th, 2026. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I like to start with a top-down analysis and see how the top-down puts out its targets and how lower time frames actually support that. So without further ado, let's get into it. The higher time frame did put in turning point 3. We see this because the time frame below it did make a lower low when it crashed below $25,080. It was a crazy sell off last week. Hopefully, you guys did make some money. Last week, I was saying when we bounced on the Sunday night open, we came back and hit this OTE, um, this OTE retrace entry. That, when I say OTE, it's something that I learned from an ICT video probably back in I think the video is from 2014, 2016, around that range. You kind of have to dig through some of his playlists, but he did have a really good take on how sometimes price retraces extremely steep. Um, and this one was a 70% retrace. 79 is a great entry as well if it did come up and start pulling back in its continuation direction. This one you can see came right up, closed all beneath 70.5, and then dropped something massive like, yeah, $1,700 over the next 2 days, 2.5 days. It was great. Again, hopefully you guys did catch that. But we do see it did drop and hit target 4. So with that being said, I dropped a fib retracement on the time frame above it to see where this move would be because at this point, we still have a couple more targets to the downside. I'm not sure if turning point 4 is in yet. We still have a lot of time left for this. We can we basically have another month before turning point 4 actually has to come in within its cycle. But the time targets I'm actually viewing are 4 days from now up to 18 days. I think those are really nice sweet spots, and they both actually align with an analysis and target. And again, if you want to learn how I'm trading, I have an education series called Learn to Earn. I'll put a card up here at the end of the video, but definitely see how all this kind of works out, right? It's about price and time both meeting because they are equal. It's not just about price action, but it's also about when things happen. Okay, 4 days or 18 days. Okay, so let's say turning point 6 is in. I don't think it's going to come and hit that 2-day target because it's kind of old. What I'm seeing here is it already hit my first target for turning point 5 on the 128. Each cycle here is 28 days. And the reason it hit this so soon, I'm just going to drop down to the time frame beneath this. It already actually hit a uptrend, right? We went 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. So it's continuing up a lot higher. I do actually think this will continue at least into tomorrow before it actually turns down. And when I say tomorrow, I mean after this trade day closes in the next hour. It could hit within 3 hours, but if I draw this out and look at where this is 1 day from now, it tells me that it will have to probably continue up to turning point 5. So go up, down, and somehow continue up higher, okay? But it doesn't actually have to get this high because it already made its high. We just want to really watch to make sure this low is held down here at 24,976 because if this is true and the time frame above this in the 512 is an uptrend. It really could actually continue the rest of this week. And let's see, right? All these turning points and time frames have to support each other. One day from now, that'll be its earliest turn down, but it could go maybe 3 more days. There is big news this week. Anyone who knows me from Discord or Telegram knows that I don't actually care about the results of news, but I just like to know when news actually comes out, especially your large stuff like your NFP, CPIs, because price sometimes actually does hit targets reliably during that time, and it's usually a catalyst, right? For turning point 7, I really keep my eye on this border, but if it's a downtrend, right, because currently we still are in a downtrend, the moves up are usually shorter than the moves down, right? And I mean in time. So it may take 4 days. And for example, I'll show you. This move down took about 21 hours last week. Sorry, 8 days and 21 hours last week before it started turning back up. And all the moves back up were only 1 day, 18 hours long. This one, because that's a weekend, has gone up 3 days so far. So I'm really keeping my eye on something like tomorrow's target. If that's the case, it really could be a very late turning point 5 or an early turning point 7, which would look like hitting this target in 1 day. That would be a 79% retrace from the last drop. And yeah, I think the Nasdaq could get up to about 25,700 over the next 24 hours. Will it get there today before close? Probably not. But it does have the potential, because turn point 3 does not have to come in until, if turn point 2 already came in, turn point 3 may not actually come in until the next quadrant, which starts, let's see, 8 hours from now. So keep an eye on, see where price is at midnight. If price starts dropping around midnight tomorrow, or I guess it'll be midnight tonight on the 9th, then we could get a higher low back to kind of where we are now, around 342. Before it goes back up, it hits that 700 level. Okay. On the 8 minute, it looks like turning point 4 is already in. So yeah, there's a good chance it still continues up the rest of the day, maybe goes up to the 500s, and then kind of chills for a little bit and goes into tomorrow. Okay. I will be putting updates daily on my Twitter. Follow me. It's 724, sorry, at 724 trading, all one word, no underscores or anything like that. That's where I'll be putting up the daily, my daily charts, where I'm seeing prior to the New York Open, and any updates I see during the day in case I start seeing something deviate from that. That's where you'll see it first. If not, I'll get to another update probably midweek around Wednesday or Thursday. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully you guys found value out of this. Like, subscribe, please leave a comment. This is new to me, but apparently, according to every other video I've ever seen on YouTube, the algo, this infamous, famous algo, really does, I guess, appreciate and like that. And it helps my video get out to more people. And I really do this to help other people, right? I think in the world of trading, a lot of people just keep a lot of this secret. They don't want to share their strategies. You see it all the time in, forums. People ask for what their strategy is. They keep it really vague. But yeah, I'm even doing an education series and putting out my charts all the time, just because I really want to help other people. And again, anyone watching this, thank you again for supporting me, even with a click. It's free and it means a lot to me. So thank you everyone for joining, and please stay tuned to the next one. Cheers.